it performed very well. Not the most loaded or strongest one he's ever had, but certainly a very solid one. Time to erupt. We are back here with another review from fitnessperformance.com. This time we are looking at a non-stim pre-workout from Tuff Labs. Now, if you've heard of Tuff Labs, this is the supplement side of that brand. They sent us out a couple of their products to try, and here are the reviews on them. Now, this is a non-stim pre-workout, different from a pump product. Pump products typically are just stuff to help with blood flow, circulation. This has a little bit more than that, which we will get into. So yeah, the profile looks good. We will get into that. One of our reviewers took the entire tub, and this is his experience with it. So stick around for the taste, mixability, effectiveness, profile, and value, and we will let you know if we liked it or not. Let's go. So the first ingredient in Erupt is citrulline malate. Citrulline malate, probably one of the most popular ingredients in pre-workouts, next to maybe caffeine and beta-alanine. Citrulline converts to arginine. This is a precursor to nitric oxide. You get 6 grams of citrulline malate in here. They don't tell you the ratio, so we're gonna assume it's 1-to-1, so you'd get about 3 grams in here. That's a fine dose. 6 grams of citrulline malate is good enough. This can help with pumps, endurance, performance, great ingredient. Next up, we have betaine anhydrous at 4 grams. Betaine anhydrous can help with power output, and you typically want 2.5 grams. You get 4 in here. That's a fine dose. Has a lot of benefits. The main one for in a pre-workout would be performance. That's what really makes this a non-stim pre-workout versus a pump product. If that wasn't in there, we'd probably just call it a pump product. 4 grams is actually a lot higher than what you typically see. We've seen, I believe, 5 ones, but this is on the higher side. You typically see 1.5 to 2.5 grams. We like it, no complaints there. Next up, we have glycersize. This is a trademark form of glycerol monostearate. Glycerol monostearate, this is typically seen as a pump ingredient. It can help with cell volumization, muscular hydration, and we actually really like this ingredient, and it's a different pathway from your typical nitric oxide boosting product. Many go through the nitric oxide pathway or the nitrate pathway. This is another pathway to getting bigger pumps, and 1.5 grams is a solid dose from a reputable source. That has, we believe, a 60 or above standardization for glycerol. Not exactly sure off the top, they don't list it here. Next up, we have nitrosogene. This is an ingredient from Nutrition 21. We've gone over this quite extensively here on Fitness Informant. This is arginine and inositol silicate. This can help with pumps, has a high absorption rate, can certainly help with nitric oxide, can certainly help with pumps. We'd like to see it at 1.5 grams, that is the clinical dose, although 750 may work too. You get a gram in here, so a little bit lower than 1.5, still enough to definitely give you some effects. Next up, we have beetroot powder. Beetroot is a natural source of nitrates, has a lot of heart health benefits. We don't know the standardization of nitrates in beetroot, and it's typically pretty low. Not a bad ingredient, but we'd prefer just straight nitrates. Either way, not a bad addition to this. Has a lot of other health benefits as well. Next up, we have norvaline. This is an arginase inhibitor. This prevents arginine from being broken down, can help with pumps. You don't see this as often as you used to. There are many reasons for that. We still like it here. 100 milligrams is fine. And finally, we have estrogen, an ingredient from Nulib that can help reduce inflammation in the gut and help with absorption, which is why it's used in here. So overall profile looks good, straightforward, besides the maybe an additional 500 milligrams of nitrosogene that we'd like to see, and maybe the beetroot powder switch for patented nitrate or something else. It looks good. On paper, this looks good. Anyway, let's move on to the effectiveness. So as for effectiveness, our user used the entire tub and he had a great experience with Erupt. He said it was fitting to the name. The combination of all the ingredients worked very well because you hit different pathways, not just the nitric oxide pathway, but also like the glycerol monostearate, the pathway that takes. You also get a boost in performance. So it's more than just a pump product. You get the blood flow, the performance output, and even in a weird way, energy he mentioned, just not the kind you'd expect from caffeine, a different type of energy. He really noted how long the pumps lasted. Sometimes you'll take a pump product and it'll last maybe for the first part of your workout, then disappear. He said this lasted his entire workout each time. So overall, it performed very well. Not the most loaded or strongest one he's ever had, but certainly a very solid one. Good job there. Now we get into the taste. We had the black mojito flavor, and it was actually very enjoyable. He actually really loved sipping on this, not just when he chugged, he enjoyed sipping on it. To kind of describe it, it had a sweetness with a little bit of a fresh kick at the end. Whatever that means, be sure to check out the written portion of this where he describes it a little bit more in detail. Either way, he said if you go with any flavor, definitely go with the black mojito. He saw the other flavors, that's the one he would stick with. So yeah, typically these alcoholic, these cocktail-based flavors on the market don't do too well. this one, they did a good job with this. So good job there, Tuff Labs. Now we get to the mixability. It mixed pretty well. There were some floaties that, like, nothing too crazy. There were some floaties that were floating around, obviously. A little bit of foam, but nothing bad, nothing that ruined the product. We've definitely seen a lot worse, and it was actually on the better side. So nothing will get caught in your float. There are just some floaties sitting, like, floating around and foam. Not much to say there. I kind of repeated myself, but whatever. Anyway, let's move on to the value. So you can get Erupt for about $45 directly from their website. Coupon code informant will save you a little bit off that. You get 30 servings per container, so that's about $1.50 per serving. That is a very fair price for what you're getting. If you really want to make it a pre-workout, if you really need caffeine or stimulants to spat, just add an energy drink, or if you want to go the dirt cheap way, just add a caffeine pill. You have yourself a straightforward, solid pre-workout right there. But caffeine isn't always necessary. On its own, it does well, and the value for $1.50 and under with the coupon code works great. It's a solid choice. Overall, Tuff Labs delivered with this one. They are new to the market and they started off with a bang. Yeah, we could nitpick at some of the ingredients. One might be unnecessary, one might be slightly underdosed, though not that bad. Still, they are going with quality ingredients. Nutrition 21 nitrosogene, estrogen from New Live, glycerol monosterate as in the form of glycersize. So Tuff Labs has their head on straight, and we're excited to see what else they end up releasing. For more info and a little bit more in-depth written review on this, be sure to check out the website, which will be in the description below. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to check us out on IG.